He should not have recused himself. And if he was going to recuse himself, he should have told me prior to taking office, and I would have quite simply picked somebody else.
Disappointed, beleaguered, very weak. For a man who gave Jeff Sessions the Attorney General job, Donald Trump is now acting like a very mean boss. But consider the world Trump came from. Is all this just a management tactic? 6 months in, the presidency seems plagued. Mistakes, misfires, messaging inconsistent among staffers. People have come and gone. Still, Trump sets the tone, doing things as he has always done them, his own way. But can he really run the White House like he ran his organization?
Frankly,
Earlier, I met with political strategist Jamie Watt of Navigator here in Toronto to talk about Trump's business style and if it's all part of Trump's master plan. So I came all the way from Washington to interview you on this. But you know, you don't have to be in Washington or live in Washington to know that it's, I mean, people think everyone's hair is on fire in the White House. It's exploding or imploding or however you want to put it with Trump. Except for those who think, no, this is exactly what he's wants to do, and this is him. What do you think?
I think it's actually a little bit of both, and I don't think Mr. Trump has actually thought through the long-term consequences of what he's doing. So on the one hand, he believes in disruption, he believes in change, he believes in stirring things up, making people uncomfortable, pitting one executive, or in this case, one cabinet secretary against the other, saying on television, as he did today about Secretary Sessions, that he hasn't decided whether he's going to keep him or not. So he likes that kind of tension. But I don't think he's thought through the consequences of that for his presidency. And the damage it's doing, not to the presidency, but to the Trump presidency. And I think as this plays out, this hair on fire that is something that he likes is actually going to be very problematic for him. He's going to pay a price in terms of loyalty, he's going to pay a price of deal making with Congress, and he's going to pay a price with the American people. So
I'm going to promote you to Donald Trump's chief of staff. What do you say to him now? Do you say we've got to kick into crisis mode? Or do you say it's too late for that? Where can this go?
Well, it's a bit of a challenge for his chief of staff, because remember, this guy has got elected president, most powerful person in the world, by ignoring all the smarty pants people, by ignoring the people like me that give advice to politicians. And he said, to hell with you, I'm going to do it my way, and it's worked to get him there. The trick now is to weed him off that and get him, you know, to behave differently. They say campaigning, you campaign in poetry and you govern in prose. Well, he's still on poetry for Twitter. He's got to get into prose for governing. But I think he's going to have to be in a little bit more pain. Things are going to have a few more reversals for him before he's going to be willing to listen to other people.
I'm the guy who said in the run-up to the election, not a chance he's going to win. So I'm the last person to weigh in on this. But you know, 2018, the midterms are coming up. 2020 re-election. Can he survive? Can he be re-elected?
Well, I think at the moment it's challenging, and I'll tell you why. I mean, he won on a polarized basis, right? It was a very close election when you split the electoral vote and electoral college vote. So right now what seems to be happening is he's holding his core vote, but it's a little bit diminished. It's on the way down. He can't really afford to do that if he wants to get reelected. And he's got, it looks like 0% chance of getting any of the other voters that weren't with him. Usually in your second time, you attract some voters that weren't with you first time round. I don't see that happening to him. So depending if the Democrats can get their act together and depending on who they nominate, I think they've got an opportunity to make re-election for Mr. Trump very difficult.
I think a lot of his base gave him 10 strikes. You know what I mean?
For sure.
And he's notching them off, but they're still behind him for now.
For now.
But we've got a lot of time ahead.
Well, and remember, Washington has behaved badly for a long time, right? A lot of hardworking women and men who go to work every day. How many times have you heard them say the exact same thing? If I behaved like that in my job, I'd be fired by noon. So there's a lot of people who are willing to have some of the China and the China shop broken by the bull in order to get Washington back on track. And I think he'll benefit from that to some extent.
Thanks, Jamie.
Thanks.